It's your boy Vibe, Big Heavy from the Vibe Big Heavy podcast. I'm back with another news story. Man left in the jail cell for a few days. He was deceased. Don't know much about the story. Let's check it out.
For them to treat him that way and for him to die that way by himself and lay there for that many days, it's disgusting.
Left for dead for days at Santa Rita Jail. Exclusive body camera video obtained by KTVU shows an Oakland man left motionless on his bunk and deputies and nurses failing to check on him. An autopsy says Maurice Monk died in November of 2021 of natural causes, namely.
See, that's another thing, man. These jails don't be having the proper medical treatment for these inmates, man. We need to get it together, man.
Heart failure.
But now, video and records are providing more context into the kind of care the 45-year-old received. New at 10, KTVU's Brooks Jarrells looks into what could have contributed to his death.
Back then, we received several tips about this in-custody death at Santa Rita Jail, but no officials and no sources would go on the record. We requested reports, body camera videos, and other documents, but were denied at every turn. Now, 2 years later, we have the video because of a lawsuit compelling its release. Newly released body camera video from November 2021 shows it was at least 3 days.
Would you like your medicine, Mr. Monk?
Before Alameda County Sheriff's deputies opened the cell door, went inside and put hands on to check on Maurice Monk. But by then, he was dead.
They basically killed him, and it shouldn't be right that they get to walk around and everything's okay, back to life.
Monk's daughter and his sisters say he wasn't given any meaningful care. Taken to Santa Rita Jail 2 years ago after getting into an argument with an AC Transit bus driver for not wearing a mask and missing a court date. He suffered from schizophrenia.
Just put in a cup.
Requiring medication that video shows was just thrown in his solitary cell day after day.
Now look how they treated him now. He's in there already, which I believe deceased. They don't even know if he deceased or not. He ain't responding. They just drop his medicine through the chute onto the floor. Come on, man. Just because you in jail don't make you an animal, right? Let's go.
Feels like they treated my brother like he was a dog, like an animal, and he wasn't. With the trays pushed into his cell, the bag lunches thrown in his cell.
Monk!
Left lying face down, half naked and alone, not eating and not taking his pills.
The killer is the system. The system failed Mr. Monk, it failed his family, it failed the community, and it failed on every level.
Civil rights attorney Adante Pointer represents the Monk family and sued Alameda County and its medical provider WellPath, even alleging some deputies forged wellness checks and tried to cover up when Monk actually died.
There must...
Now, see, that's when you know, like, why cover it up, man? I understand the jail is big, y'all can make the mistake, but why do y'all go to the lengths of trying to cover up something that y'all know gonna come to the light? Come on, man.
To be some type of consequence for bad behavior. And here, until sheriff deputies, until the nurses, until the medical staff are held accountable in a way that they can feel, and it's not just another tax dollars that are paid out for these lawsuits, unfortunately, this type of stuff will continue to happen.
Found with bed sores and near a puddle of his own urine, the meds and food seemed piled up by the door.
It was just like disgusting to know that my own dad that really cared about people, like he really cared about people, how he went through that. And
see, that's the sad part. The kids in the family always got to deal with other people's mistakes. Now, some might say it's his fault he was in jail, but y'all heard he had medical issues. With those medical issues, he should have been put in a hospital knowing that he had all those medical issues and the mental issues. But what they do, they lock him in the cell. Now, if that man was getting medical treatment for his mental problems and his health problems, he wouldn't be dead. The nurses would have been people there that can help him, and at least he would be still alive. Just because you commit a crime or go to jail doesn't mean your life deserves to be taken. Let's get into the next story. Now, my next story is a little lighter because the first story, was a little deep. But this story, it happened in Chicago. The police discovered a warehouse with nearly $5 million worth of stolen shoes. Let's see what's going on.
Now a CBS 2 exclusive. Check out all this loot. Millions of dollars in high-end shoes, including Nikes and Yeezys. You're not looking at a store, though. This is a West Side warehouse, home to a theft ring that targeted freight trains. CBS 2's Andrew Ramos shows us how police busted it.
Now, law enforcement officials are calling it a sophisticated operation that was based here at this warehouse in the Austin neighborhood. They say the stolen goods were swiped off rail cars from across the country and then shipped here where they were sold to unsuspecting retailers.
Okay, now, how do you hit a shipment for that much product and then you ship it somewhere else to a warehouse? How did all this stuff get shipped? Was it by vehicles or was it through mail? Let's see.
At first glance, it looks like the inventory closet of your neighborhood sneaker shop. Towers and towers of Nikes and Adidas boxes, some limited editions, others hard to find, and all of it stolen. This warehouse in Austin now the site of an investigation where law enforcement officials say a group of thieves used it as a home base to push stolen merchandise received through a series of railroad cargo thefts across the country.
Whether it be Nike products or UGG products, Adidas, Supreme, a lot of massive amounts of property, probably close to $5 million in merchandise minimum.
The massive bust, the result of an investigation by the Lyons Police Department after a cargo theft was reported in the Village about a week ago, leading investigators to the warehouse where a search warrant was issued and the motherlode of theft rings uncovered.
See, it sounds like to me somebody in the neighborhood got caught for something they did and dropped the dime on the warehouse. Always. All right, man, let's check it out.
These are not even out yet. The site was already on the radar of multiple railroad companies and the state attorney general's office as rail cargo thefts have surged nationwide, becoming costly for companies.
What they would do is they'd commit these cartage thefts. Memphis, Tennessee, they'd relabel it and they would ship it here. They would unpackage it, repackage it, and it's 100% markup, right? Because you got them all for nothing.
In this particular case, the thieves would advertise on social media or by word of mouth, where retailers would go to the warehouse to purchase goods, not knowing they were stolen. So far, 2 people have been charged as a result of the weekend bust, where several others are being investigated.
See, I don't condone stealing. That was never my thing. I always hustled or worked for what I wanted, but I don't knock those who do, because you can never knock nobody hustle. But a situation like this, come on, man. All this scamming, it's going to come to an end. As long as you're willing to face the consequences, who am I to tell you what to do? But kids, this ain't it. Catch you on the next one. Right now, I found a story out of Philly where it was a shootout around a school bus or something like that. Don't know the story. We finna get into it, see what's going on.
A closer look at surveillance video that captured some frightening moments in the city's East Oak Lane neighborhood yesterday afternoon. Police say 2 men opened fire on a crowd standing outside of a convenience store just seconds after a school bus drove by. NBC 10's Brian Sheehan is live outside police headquarters in Philadelphia with the very latest on this case. Brian.
Yeah, Johnny, we are still waiting to hear if any students were on that bus. This shooting happened just as school was letting out yesterday, so it is possible. But what we do know this afternoon is that 2 men were shot, 1 critically. This shocking video from 3:35 yesterday afternoon shows a Philadelphia school bus passing a white Nissan Rogue just as 2 men dressed in dark clothing exit and open fire.
It was loud. I heard it right next to my ear when I was playing video games, and once I heard it, I ran away because, I have windows next to my set up.
DeAndre Santiago was inside his home and ducked for cover as the two men fired more than 30 shots from semi-automatic handguns in just 9 seconds. Investigators say their target was a group of people who were standing on this corner of the 6200 block of Masher Street.
Now, what's crazy, these fools running around with these guns, with these extendos on them, these switches and all that. Now, all that shooting he doing. Now, what if it was kids that wasn't on the bus that was just walking? What if them guys would have decided to start shooting back? We all know how these dudes shoot nowadays. They'll be shooting at you and hit some 50 feet away, maybe a mile away. Man, y'all need to do better, man, to get these guns out these youngsters' hands, man.
And Godfrey Avenue in East Oak Lane. A 24-year-old man was hit several times throughout his body, and a 23-year-old man was struck once in the hand.
I'm glad to be safe, glad to be here, because God forbid a bullet went through my window and something happened to me or my family.
Police believe the Nissan Rogue the suspects were driving was made between 2014 and 2016. It has tinted side and rear windows, a black pinstripe, and 5-spoke silver alloy wheels. Santiago and other neighbors we spoke with today say this street is typically quiet.
Yeah, see, that's what's going on in America these days. Streets be quiet, but shootings happening everywhere. It don't matter where you live no more. It don't matter if you in the streets, if you living your life right. Crime is rampant. Hey, be careful out there, man. Let's get into another story. Back with another story out of Philly. It say multiple police officers shot. I don't know what happened. Let's see what's going on.
Welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox as we cover a breaking story right now out of northeastern Philadelphia. This is Sky Fox images courtesy of Fox 29 in Philadelphia there. We have very basic details, but what we know so far is that there are reports of 3 officers shot in Philadelphia. The initial reports suggesting that at least 1 officer was shot in the leg, 1 shot in the arm, and a suspect has been shot dead. These are preliminary reports coming out of Philadelphia right now. You see this live image as police, no doubt, responding to the scene as they, and we see the red and blue lights flashing. We do not have any information on that suspect that was shot dead. We do not have any information on what may have transpired here, but what we do know for now, as far as these preliminary reports go, is that 3 officers have been shot, at least 2 of them injured, 1 with a gunshot wound to the leg, another a gunshot wound to the arm. Fox 29 reporter in Philadelphia there, Steve Keeley, saying on X, saying 3 Philly police officers shot. If you are familiar with the area, this is the 7500 block of Whitaker Avenue. Right now, again, very preliminary details to give. You see the officers there as they meet together. We're not entirely sure where this series of events happened, but we do know that there is a Philadelphia Phillies game happening right now, and we have a live look at the stadium.
See, that's why I say it's America beyond repair, because of stuff like this. It's no fear in America no more. Anybody can get it. The law, the innocent, the kids, the women. It's no rules no more. Everybody playing the game for itself. I don't agree with that. But is there anything we really can do to stop it? Let's get into the next story. Right now we finna hit St. Louis, where they say road rage incident turned deadly. Let's see what happened.
Following developing news of a road rage incident in Fenton near Bowles and I-44. Police say a shot was fired during the exchange. It happened around 8:15 this morning. Police confirmed the victim suffered a gunshot wound to the hand. The suspect is in custody. We'll continue to keep you posted as we find out more information.
It's a lot going on out here. Now we in Pennsylvania. Situation occurred. Let's see what happened.